Hey everybody, welcome to BrickVault. My name's Jack, and today we are doing a Star Wars set review for you. This is one of the newer 2017 releases. It's been out, I guess, well, depending on what country you're from, it's been out for maybe a couple of months by now, but relatively recent to come to the States. This is the Duel on Naboo set number 75169. It is 208 pieces, recommended for ages 7 to 12. And it sells for either $25 US, 30 euro, or 20 pounds. So, part to price ratio, it's a tiny bit on the expensive side. Not by a huge amount, but it is a little bit over average. And it comes with 3 minifigs, and as a technicality, as a Star Wars minifigure collector, these would all technically be in the collection because they are slightly different. None of them are really very different, but they're all slightly different from previous releases of these characters. We've got, of course, Darth Maul, Obi-Wan, and Qui-Gon Jinn. Boom, I'm moving it down to this camera. We are opening up the set. I feel like that is a good enough intro premise setup for our review. Ooh, I almost cut myself on the razor. Don't cut yourself, guys. Be careful. And yeah, let's get this thing open. I have a feeling it's probably just 2 bags. Let me guess. Just guessing it's 2 bags. Bag number 2. Bag number 1. I was wrong. 3 bags. 3 bags. 1 manual. Of course, it's really bent up and really, it's always got that problem. Actually, it's resting pretty flat. 1 manual, couple of loose pieces, these sort of larger hexagonal hollow shapes, and just these as stickers. Not too many. I mean, they're kind of big, but actually that's just 1 sticker. It's just 1 large sticker. That's the entire set, just as 1 large sticker. And let's get this thing going. So let's open up bag number 1, put that manual back. And hello everybody, how are you today? I have a feeling some of you guys might have seen probably just part of the stream that Mike and I did yesterday. That was insanely long. We were exhausted at the end of that. It was almost 7 hours on camera. It's like 6 hours and 45 minutes. But if you see the uploaded stream now that's on our channel, looks like YouTube only recorded like 4 hours of it. Like exactly 4 hours, which is weird because I swear we have a longer live stream that recorded, I think, over 5 hours of footage, but here YouTube was just like, nope, it's not happening, and they just cut it off. They cut it off at 4 hours. But anyways, that was really long. We built the Assembly Square set, which was an awesome set. There's really a lot of good building going on there, and Mike and I were just admiring it. We were playing around with it in the city. We got it to sort of match up with the open alleyway with the detective's office on the opposite street corner, and it looks really cool. So there's sort of like a hidden alley sort of shortcut now that leads through some of the buildings in our city. Looks really nice. You'll see it in the next city update, I am sure, about it, because we'll want to show that off. But yeah, so that's what's going on. That's what's going on with us here at the studio. And I have a feeling this is not going to be a 6-hour live stream, so if you don't have 6 hours, do not worry. I don't think Mike or I wanted to do a live stream for that long. At a certain point, when your Lego build starts to feel more like a chore, that's when you should stop, sit back, relax, or just get some work done, or do literally anything else. But you don't want your Lego building to feel like it was, you know, like you just gotta knock something out or get something done. Here we go. This is an interesting sort of setup. I know this was a slightly more contested set. People weren't as impressed by this particular set as maybe some of the other releases that came out for the same season. There's no new characters here, and the prints that make these guys exclusive are just sort of technicalities. They're very, very much sort of just barely hitting the mark in terms of being an exclusive minifigure. Qui-Gon Jinn, Obi-Wan, or Darth Maul. They're all relatively common guys. They're actually very common within the Star Wars Lego universe, and these ones aren't like super different or anything like that. So I know a lot of people were like, it doesn't look like we're going to be getting a whole lot of anything cool. This is a pretty sort of important scene, or it's a very important scene within the first movie. but it's also a very small set. You know, you pretty much are getting the bare bones of what this sort of big complex was. Where was this? This was right next to the... It was right next to the fighter bay, wasn't it? They kind of are fighting. They meet them like kind of by the ships, and in Naboo, like where the military fleet is. I have a feeling. I don't remember exactly. Yeah, and then they're kind of fighting, and there's all these lasers for some reason. Like, I'm assuming those lasers would cut you and kill you. You never actually see what those red lasers are for, but that's what's there in the movie. And that's actually we're building up those red lasers for this we're building up the red laser sort of barrier in this set, or just one set of them. There's a whole row of them that they kind of have to run through like a long hallway of death beams, I'm assuming. And here I think you just get a single... Oh, it looks like I didn't realize they're going to have a catapult function, but that's what's going on here. Anyways, yeah, so that's what we're building right now. Oh, here we go. All right, let's get this thing in. Yeah, this should be a much quicker. I can already tell. I don't know if you guys were watching the stream yesterday. You could probably already tell. So much of yesterday was just, you know, because you have to take out 800 or 900 pieces of Lego out at a time, and Mike and I were both doing that. So 800 pieces each, trying to share on one table. I sort of jerry-rigged a second table to have a little bit more space. But we had a laptop on the table because I needed a second set of instructions. It was a lot of stuff going on, and I kept on losing pieces and parts. So, yeah. So this one, you can tell, I think, is a bit more controlled. A bit, whoa. Sort of like a trouble. There you go. It just sits in... Is it supposed to sit in loosely like that? It looks like it is just supposed to sit in there loosely. Yeah. Weird. Okay. Yeah, so you just have this little energy bit of trans pink little dish pieces, and they just rest. It's kind of odd. All right. Yeah, they like rattle around. You can hear it. All right. And by the way, there is a super chat function. I do like to at least mention it once in the stream, but there is that little dollar sign that is down at the bottom of the chat section. It's sort of like they call it the super chat function. Wow, already finished bag number 1. And basically what that is if you guys have a burning question that you really want me to answer, it'll pop up as like a big, bright sort of thing on the feed. Everybody will see it as a different color, and it is a donation thing, so you can donate to have sort of a super question, essentially, or a super statement. It doesn't necessarily have to be a question. But before, if you're considering doing that, I would also suggest checking out the frequently asked questions in the description box below this. Because I have had people do super chat donations, and then they ask me a question like, what's your favorite Lego set? And that's written down below. By the way, it's the Ultimate Collector Series Slate one. So anyways, yeah, just like to mention that once or twice. So yeah, anyways, that is what's going on. We have the Y-Wing. Yeah. So here we go. We're building up. What's his other expression? Yeah, I'm pretty sure this Obi-Wan is not exclusive, except for the fact that the only other time we got this guy that had a similar print and set of expressions like this, he had a cape. And now he doesn't have a cape. So that's that. I mean, he'll go in the collection for us for that, but nothing more, nothing less, really. Hey, how's it going, Mike?
Hello.
Just getting this thing started. I'm already a third way through this, and the stream has been on for like 15 minutes. Isn't that crazy? Compared to what we were doing yesterday?
Oh, yeah, that's pretty fast.
Well, it's only 200 pieces, so. Yeah, the Duel on Naboo. I almost said Duel on Geonosis because I think there was a set also called Duel on Geonosis, and just my mind went back to what the old thing was.
Yep.
Anyways. Yep. All right. So yeah, we did the live stream yesterday for the Assembly Square set, and then Mike's episode today, this morning, was all about the another giant modular build, which was the Amsterdam Hotel. That is a custom mock. It actually looks great. It looks great in the city. I like having it a bit taller too. It's much I think it is the tallest building we have, or it's pretty much the same height as the town hall, which, yeah, bam. So let's get this thing in there. I think I just got everything. All right, we're building up some more walls. This should be a relatively simple, easy, quick, fast, fun structure to make up. Okay, we're building 2 of these. All right, so there's one wall, and then we're adding it up on this side. We got a second wall. Here we go. Yeah, I remember. See, yeah, this is a good detail that they added, because remember, this is where Obi-Wan. Oh, this would have been kind of cool if they added like a little handle or something, because Obi-Wan gets kicked off the edge, right? I mean, this doesn't count as spoilers. I refuse to let this count as a spoiler, but during the fight with him and Darth Maul and Qui-Gon, he gets like knocked into this. Oh wait, that's what this catapult functions for. It's for when Obi-Wan does the jump out. That totally makes sense. Okay, never mind. I figured it out. Okay. I'm sort of recreating the battle between these guys in my head and saying, oh, they should do this. Oh, wait a second. That's what this catapult functions for. It's for when Obi-Wan manages to pull himself out. He's holding onto this red light. I thought there was going to be like a handle, but then you couldn't do like sort of an action jump function. So I guess that's why they did it like that. This is a pretty simple way to build up a big cylinder. Just get a bunch of these quarter rounded pieces, and you can just kind of knock it right on top. That's it. Let's get that. Come on, come on. There we go. Yeah, here we go. So we're knocking this in. Wow. Okay, I'm almost done, I feel like, with bag 2. Just a handful more pieces. We are building out the ramp. So this is the final area of battle. But we are going to be building out the ramp in just uno secundo. Okay. Well, let me just move this down here so I know what's going on. Okay. Whew. When is the next city update? I just got a question. The next city update is... Actually, it should be pretty soon because we keep on adding so many things to the city. Sometimes I feel like, oh, we just did a city update. Okay, like we'll wait on it for a bit. Because the last thing I want to do is spam out like city content all the time, so you guys just kind of like get bored of it or something. But at the same time, the city does go through quite a bit of transformation. It does a lot of transforming in a very small amount of time, and that's because it's still so new. So we're still we haven't gotten base plates perfectly leveled out over the entire surface of the city yet. It's getting there. It really is getting there. It's super, super close to that. But not quite. It still isn't there yet. So, yeah, maybe we'll be doing a city update in the nearer future. I want to be doing it because the city is, I mean, it's the thing that everybody around here really, really likes messing around with. In fact, Charlie's in there. My brother's in the city right now. Mike's in there. They're talking about city stuff right now. I mean, that's what everybody... That's what we like doing. We like doing the set reviews. We like doing the custom builds and stuff. But, any free time, aside from anything else, is just city, 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 city. Here we go. Oh, nice. Okay, it looks like we're building 2 of these small... There's a tiny bit of Technic building, believe it or not. This has got to be whatever the action function is. Okay. We have a couple of Technic cross pieces, nothing too crazy. And another one this way. Alright. I don't exactly know what this thing's for. This is, well... I mean, it's probably for the laser function. It's the only thing I think outside of this, outside of the action stuff that I think is even around, right? Boom. Okay, let's get this thing going. All right. So we flip these out, it tells me, and then interesting. Attach this there. All right. So this is going to do something. For someone, somehow, in some way, shape, or form. Let's find out. Let's find out what the heck I just built. It's always a fun game to play. What did I just build out of Lego? What action function did I just make out of Lego? Our stream health just went to yellow for a second, which it never does. So if you guys experienced any little hiccups in the quality of the stream in the last, like, I mean, really, just in the last minute, that might have actually been in part due to our channel. We have a super solid connection here in our office, so I doubt that any of the stream hiccups that you guys experience comes from our end of the connection feed. We have an incredibly fast connection here, but that was the first time our stream health officially ever went yellow, which is kind of weird. Hope that doesn't mean anything bad. Okay, yep. Looks like we're adding more of these again. Here we go. All right. Yeah, making a nice strong Technic connection here. Okay, there we go. And that brick, or set of bricks, is not coming apart anytime soon. That is solid. Oop, and they're making it even more solid. Look how solid this thing's going to be. One, and then another one. Okay, now that isn't going anywhere. Aha. And now. Alright, looks like we're making a laser thing, right? It's got to be lasers. Lasers, lasers, lasers. Okay. Okay, so that goes in there, and it looks like just, whew. Here we go. One. And two. Oh, and then a couple of flat little plate pieces. Yep, this is the running hallway. This is where the lasers are supposed to be at. And guess what? We just finished bag number 2. This is the last third right here. This is the last bag. Building Darth Maul. And yeah, I'm gonna be rounding off. I'm gonna be doing a total set review at the end of this, guys. So if you want to know, just sort of see all the play features, test it out, close look at all of the minifigs. That's happening, of course, when this thing is completely done. Wow, yeah, I can't believe I'm almost done with this. It's much, much, much faster build, right? I prefer this. I think you guys prefer this, and then YouTube also prefers this because they won't be knocking off the first. I think they killed like a solid 2 hours of the live stream. And I don't know, yeah, maybe we should have been recording that as we streamed. I just assumed that the YouTube save function was going to work, but apparently they have a limit. And that might be kind of new, because we definitely have saved longer live streams in the past. There's Darth Maul. Technically, none of the printing on him is new, but I think he came with a cape last time, so once again, that is an exclusive type of release. So here we go. Sorry, let me get these parts back in the main center spot. You know what, I might just do the tiniest bit of zooming out too. Yeah, you can see just a tiny bit more, because the structure is definitely getting a lot larger now. So here we go, we got this, and then there it is, okay. Yeah, this is gonna make it all much, much, much more solid. That was the last of the loose pieces. And here we go. I've got another dark cross piece in there. Yeah, it looks like the last third of this build is all Technic, because it's all adding the functions and stuff. So there's a lot more Technic pieces involved here than I initially thought was gonna happen. All right, guys, moving on through. Here we go, getting this live stream rocked and rolled. Okay. Here we go. Where are these tiny little Technic pieces? Oh, I'm building 2 of these. Dang it! I didn't see the X2. Ah, there it is. Let's do another one. Where's the dark cross piece? Oh, there it is. They're all hiding from me this time. 1, 2. Another one of these. Come on, buddy. And let's get this in this way. All right, and this is going to be, oh, this is the laser function. Okay, here we go. There it is. So let's get these attached in the proper section. Where the heck do these go in? Oh, interesting. Whoa. This is a kind of a funky thing. It's still super loose. Oh, and then you attach it in there and it becomes solid. Ah, that's actually a really fun joint. So this is what's going to open and close the lasers, I guarantee you. Oh, there's like this little bit of extra tension, which is kind of nice. It feels a little bit loose, but interesting. Oh, yeah. Weird. Okay, sorry, I was messing around with that. It was... There we go. Yeah, there we go. Not bad. Not bad. That function actually looks pretty cool. I think it'll work well. The cross piece wasn't matching up at first, and I thought there was a problem with the design, but that is not the case. I just didn't have the piece pushed in hard enough. That's a common misconception when you build something and you're like, they did something wrong. Most of the time, Lego didn't do anything wrong. It's because you didn't build it right, and that's what I thought. I thought it was a messed up build, but all right, here we go. Knock it in, knock it in. So here we go. Now I think people weren't really too stoked about this. About this particular set. It didn't seem very popular. I haven't heard anybody say anything like, "Ooh, I'm really excited about the Naboo set." I mean, the one good thing is the set isn't super expensive. It's really not that expensive compared to. It's one of the cheapest ones that came out this last season for Star Wars, and you do get some pretty big characters: Qui-Gon Jinn, Darth Maul, and of course young Obi-Wan. So I mean, this is a cheap way to get the sort of more updated versions of some of those characters. And where the heck do these parts go? Okay. They're like hiding. You like the music? we need to create a new playlist. I think we can find a better version of free to use songs, fair use stuff that we can just have live streaming at any given point. Here we go. Just a few more pieces left, guys. Oh, and here's the single piece for the sticker. The only piece. I'm just a few minutes out from final review. This feels so nice. It feels like I'm just getting the stream started, and I'm already kind of like, oh, here we go. I kind of have to have it bent well. Okay. Let's see if I can get it in without messing it up too much. Oop. Oop, that's not bad. Not bad. There we go. Oh, no, that's a mess up. Let's get that one out. Okay, let's try it again. Actually, let's get it in this way. That'll be easier, I think. There we go. Yeah, wow, I'm actually pretty proud of that. That fit in just right. Okay. And it looks like they're just building up one bit of the wall. Look at that. That's what it's for. It's just for... Really? Because this whole room is encapsulated, right? I mean, if you remember the scene as well as I do, this whole room is encapsulated. And I guess, you want to have that sort of open play feature. Like, you want to have, like, an open area so, like, people and kids can get in and out of, like, whatever the heck is happening. So they couldn't just make the whole thing blocked off. I understand that. Because you wouldn't really have much of a set. It would be like, hey, look at this pod. Trust me, there's cool stuff on the inside. So I see why they didn't build up a lot of walls, but I think one more wall could have done well. Like 2 or something. Yeah, because this quarter piece just looks like super, super open. All right. What the heck are we doing? And this is this must be for the lasers. I'm sure we're building. Sorry, I'm sure we're building up for the lasers right now. I feel like I can tell based on the comments that are going on within the live stream that so many of you guys are like good friends with each other that all just kind of like hop on to the same live stream, and then because so many of you guys just refer to each other by your first names, like you all know each other's like handles or whatever, the YouTube channels that you guys have or something. And then all the comments are like, you guys talking to each other by your first name. It's kind of silly. Alright, guys. Here we go. Ready, city. Okay, I hope that I was doing this properly. Yeah, that makes sense. Or... yeah, that's right. That's correct. Okay, so there's one side. And then here's the last side right here. We're doing it. Finishing off the entire set. You ready? Ready for a review? It's coming up in a minute. 1 minute. All right. Ready. It's almost there. And another one. So this is the exact same build, and then you just add one more of these little Technic pieces, and that keeps it up just a tiny bit more. And we add our two just more red lightsaber pieces, perfect pieces that make up the lasers. And here we go. Ah. I like it. There's kind of a nice snap to it. They almost, yeah, and they look perfectly even. And then, ring, and they open up. That's actually pretty sweet. And I think that's it. Oh, right, okay. So I'm going to officially start the review now because we just finished the set. And let's get into the minifigs first. Why not? You guys can kind of see what's going on with the set right now. I'll get in a bit closer detail. I'm going to zoom in the camera so we can really see. Ooh, hello. So you can really see what's going on. First one up is Obi-Wan Kenobi. This is young Obi-Wan, so he doesn't have his beard yet, and he has the printing that shows that little kind of rat tail or whatever the Padawan rat tail thing is called. There's his one expression. He looks nonplussed as always, not as always, but and there he actually doesn't look too happy either, and that makes sense. This is him being angry. He wants to kill Darth Maul because, spoiler alert, somebody in this battle doesn't make it out alive. So he's angry, and then this is him also being kind of concerned or pensive. The print on the actual body is not exclusive. This is an Obi-Wan body print we've had before, and the expressions on his face, I believe, are also... I know the pensive one has been done before. Maybe the angry expression is new. I don't think that's new either. I think everything about this guy is not exclusive, except looking back through the collection, I found a guy that was just like this, except he had a cape. He came with a cape. This Obi-Wan doesn't come with a cape. He's battle ready, so technically that does sort of count as an exclusive release for collectors. I mean, for the most part, there's no real exclusive piece. This guy does have an exclusive print though. This is Qui-Gon Jinn. The body, not exclusive. Great printing for the robes, though. I don't think they're going to be updating the printing for the body of these guys anymore. They all seem pretty much where they're going to be. All the more recent updates for these guys. And then this is the exclusive part. We do not have Qui-Gon Jinn with an expression like this. This is like, oh, they took my daughter. No, it's not. It's yeah, this is the Qui-Gon Jinn face. It's nice. There's a little bit of gray detailing in with the beard there. But yeah, the worried face is new. This is not new. This expression is an expression we've seen before. But anyways, yeah, he's got the same old mold for the hair. Hasn't changed. I think the plastics for some of the old versions of that mold has changed. But anyways, yeah, so that's him. Also, he's got a nice green lightsaber, which I think came out in sort of that really, really, really neon yellow, which was new. And then here's our last guy of the set. Come on. There we go. Darth Maul. Oh, Turtle Pebbles just donated $2 just through Super Chat. Hello there, says Turtle Pebbles, and hello to you, Turtle Pebbles. Thanks for the donation. We are just wrapping up this, or just sort of starting, really, the review of the set. Anyways, this Darth Maul fig is pretty much, he's pretty much the same as the other Darth Maul that we got before. The print is exactly the same. The face is exactly the same. This headpiece is also exactly the same. Everything is the same except the last Darth Maul had a coat. It was covering the printing on the back, but there was a cape, a black cape piece. This guy doesn't come with it, so technically an exclusive release once again. So all three of these guys are going to end up in our minifigure collection for Star Wars, but nothing about them feels very, very unique. Now I'm going to zoom the camera out. Let's go through the action functions. I've talked about them. I kind of showed them off a little bit, but the official main action function, that is the best one, is definitely the laser one. So we've got, you know, Obi-Wan was too slow running, or he got knocked down or something. He couldn't catch up with Darth Maul and with Obi-Wan Kenobi. So this is basically the scene. This is the main scene that this duel takes place in, right? So we've got Qui-Gon Jinn versus Darth Maul. Obi-Wan's on the other side of the lasers. And then the lasers open up. Well, I mean, technically something else happens. I don't know if it really counts as a spoiler, does it? It's episode 1. When did that movie come out?
2000.
2000, like, what? Yeah, it came out for 2000.
Or the first set were
2001, yeah, you're right. Yeah, it was probably like around 2001.
It was like the first season.
It came out forever ago. So anyways,
Hey.
that's
pretty cool.
that's what happens. So the battle happens between Qui-Gon and Darth Maul. I'm just gonna move Qui-Gon out of the way, and then Darth Maul's standing there, and then bam, the lasers open up. Nobody gets hurt in the lasers, and that's actually, I can't remember who was telling me about that, but they're like, yeah, how do we even know that the lasers do anything bad to you? They could have just been like security lasers. Oh, what the heck? You know what's happening here, which is a little bit, I'm wondering if I put these pieces in a little bit poorly, but it doesn't actually want to open up all the way because you see this guiding Technic rod. You really do have to make sure, because I did that earlier, you have to make sure that these cross pieces are pushed in all the way, and then the guiding rod, yeah, then it's going to want to open up the lasers all the way. So that is actually, yeah, and then it'll stay there. So anyways, just make sure that you've built the Technic pieces in a little bit better, because that's, oh, 1999, everyone's saying. Okay, 1898. Oh, there we go. Came out 1898. Okay, I see the 1999. Thank you very much. Okay, 2000, I don't know. The first Star Wars sets, oh yeah, you're right. That was 1999. Anyways, it doesn't really matter. So that's the play function. Down below, there's this. And this is weird. It's a loose piece in there. I don't know why. You can't really, I guess, yeah, if you pull the function back, you can open it up, and you get this. It's an alright bit of detailing, but I don't know why it's loose. I double checked the build instructions. Yeah, because it rattles around when you shake it. It looks okay. You know, I like that they added something there. I don't know exactly what this area looks like from the movie underneath. I can't tell exactly. But anyways, that's an interesting aspect of the build. And here is the other sort of main play feature. And if you can't really tell, that is a clear dish. Whoa, it wobbles around too. Did I not? Is that supposed to be? No, it's not supposed to be attached. It's supposed to be loosely, sorry, it's supposed to be loosely resting there. But you can see that you can't just kind of wobble it around. You can't flip it all the way around because it's, anyways. The function, the actual catapult function itself works pretty well. Because at a certain point, Obi-Wan and you know, Darth Maul are fighting, and Darth Maul like knocks Obi-Wan off the edge, and he's actually holding on to those little one of these little red indicator lights. That's probably one of the best details they've kept in there. He is holding on to one of those red indicator lights, and then really, he pulls himself up, and he just does like some crazy jump. Like, must have the ultimate like forearm strength to be able to pull yourself up like that. He goes flying in the air to jump out, And then he lands here and he goes, wah! And then he fights Darth Maul and he wins. So that's cool. They kept in pretty much the two most important features of the battle, which were the moving lasers, or the opening and closing lasers, and the fact that Obi-Wan gets knocked down into the pit and pulls himself back out. And I think that function works pretty well. I think both functions actually work pretty well, despite the fact that these guiding things feel a little bit funky, but they work just fine right now. So anyways, that's it. The characters themselves, I think, are pretty important to the universe. None of them are really that exclusive. The only exclusive print, I think, is the one for Qui-Gon Jinn. The alternate expression form, that is. And basically, we've gotten these guys before when they had capes. Now they don't have capes. So I am going to put them into my exclusive collection. But that's pretty much it. This build, from afar, let's be honest, from afar, I don't think it looks particularly eye-catching or great. I don't know if this whole battle area was actually that elegant of a spot, even within the universe. The floor, I don't believe, was black. I don't think it was. It might have been black. Maybe it was black. I don't know. It just feels a little bit strange. I kind of like all this trans blue, though. All these trans blue 1x4s and stuff. That detailing is actually kind of nice. And they did try to kind of make the outer build for the columns and stuff. I feel like they tried to make this thing look as good as they could with, remember, this is just 208 parts. Not that many pieces went into making this. So I think they were very efficient with the beautification of this set, even though there really isn't a whole lot going out for it. I have a feeling it's still not going to be a particularly popular set, just with so many cool ships coming out, and there's some really cool minifigs coming out with the same wave of releases. But the part to price ratio isn't great. It's okay. I mean, it's a little bit under par. No, it's a little bit under par. It's $25 for 208 pieces, 3 minifigs that sort of are exclusive, but not really. And the play functions actually work just fine. I just don't think it's that awesome looking of a set. I like spaceships more than I like small structure builds like this. Yeah, and those are my final thoughts. So it's okay. I'm not going to say it's a terrible set, because it's not a terrible set, but it certainly isn't the best one that came out for this particular wave. And I have a feeling it is going to be one of the least popular for that reason. It's just not it's just not great. It's just okay. A little bit under average. Yeah, I think I've made my point. So that's my review. Sorry, there's the camera. I keep looking up at the other screen being like, hey, but no, that's the review. I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out during this live stream. I hope that the live streams are a little bit better when they're a little bit shorter. We're not trying to make them super, super long like before. And yeah, so I think we're done. The set's okay. It's not terrible. It's okay. It's, yeah, that's that. So anyways, thanks a lot for watching. If you enjoy our content, you can always subscribe, do what you want to do. We're trying to do live streams just about every weekday, give or take. We take a day or two off each week, and we don't live stream on the weekend. We just have news and mock news for Saturday and Sunday. But that's it. So thanks again for watching. Thanks, mods, for modding, and we'll see you next time at BrickVault.